Hello and welcome to the Priority One Armada live play for the Star Trek Adventures RPG. Welcome to the bridge of the USS Sovereign. Here with us, as always, is our intrepid crew: Selleck, Kat, Lance, James, Sarah, Panda, and Nova. Say hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome and thank you for watching. Sorry we were off last week, but we are back this week to wrap up the latest mission, Dilithium Dirge, I think is the name. Yes, that is correct. So some action in our last episode, and Kat, you timed this perfectly because you got kidnapped in your first show that you were on, and then you couldn't make the second one, which was perfect because the crew spent the rest of the time rescuing you, and by the end of the show we're able to rescue you, and so and now you're back to see the aftermath of being rescued. So thankfully you were probably only gone for a couple of hours, which was great. They were so far on top of it that
Felt like years.
Felt like weeks. But yeah. So we'll jump right in, and we'll have a couple of characters do personal logs to get us caught up to where we are at right now. So we'll start with the action of the rescue, and Lance, I think Traylard did a log. Is that correct?
Trailer did not.
Oh.
Oops.
Whoops.
Retcon.
Is that my fault? Did somebody else supposed to do it, or? Oh, okay. All right.
Turns out the rescue never happened.
We were unsuccessful.
It was all a holodeck simulation.
So wait, are we sure it wasn't my fault?
No, it was your fault, but I wasn't going to say that.
Oh, dang it!
I did ask you to do it, but it's all right. So just to recap the rescue, the Sovereign dropped off an away team to continue repairs on the mining station, and the chief engineer will have a log about what happened there. In the meantime, the Sovereign took off and was able to track the Packlet ship. They devised a plan. They prepped the plan, and Traylar expertly, he's much better at piloting than he is at writing personal logs. He was able to fly that ship right into the system, did a barrel roll, and was able to actually.
Ooh, live demonstration, live reenactment.
So he came flying in, and was able to do a barrel roll right on top of the Packlet ship.
We call that the Maverick maneuver.
Yeah, I don't know. I think what did you guys
James, put that away? No one wants to see it.
Yeah, come on. Don't upstage the Sovereign with the Enterprise J. But so they inverted the ship and took out the shields, beamed Sahir, right? Sahir, sorry, there's so many S names in this game.
Yes.
Beamed Sahir off, and then took off and left the system, and the Packlets didn't even know what hit them. Hopefully they're not...
We damaged the engines, too.
Oh, that's right. You damaged the engines. Yeah, you guys flew in, and we calculated it. I think it was a difficulty of 2. Maybe it's a difficulty of 1. I forget. Your prepping, I think, maybe even decreased the difficulty. But you ended up generating 6 momentum from that event. So that was pretty good. And they rescued her and immediately headed back to the mining colony. Meanwhile, while that rescue is going on, Commander Sovek, Chief Engineer Syar, Chief of Security Hisar, and I think Ensign Pickle? Is that right?
The real heroes of the episode.
Yes, they were dispatched back to the mining facility to continue repairs. So, Syar, let's have Syar's personal log.
Chief Engineer's Log Supplemental. The Sovereign has charged off in hot pursuit of the Packlets following the theft of our shiny bribery helmet and Specialist Sahir with it. Commander Stovek has been ordered to stay here at the mining asteroid with Ensign Pickle, Security Chief Soral, and myself to continue repairs and to be good neighbors. I feel I should have been part of the successful rescue effort since the abduction was at least partially my fault, but it sounds like Lieutenant Wynn white-knuckled the Sovereign through more heroic maneuvers than I'd have preferred. Besides, just getting the forklift unlodged from the base's cargo bay door with Ensign Pickle was exciting enough, especially when Chief SARS worker bee maneuvered me into a bulkhead and unconsciousness at 10 meters per second. The old Earth expression about attributing to malice versus incompetence comes to mind as I sit here, collecting my wits and reinserting my teeth on the floor of the commander's boat. The quaint truism falls flat with Packlets, since everything they do is both malicious and incompetent at the same time. And it may just be the brain damage talking, but I can't help but think there's a mole amongst all this digging equipment.
There's like no way any log that I could have written even needs to be presented next to something that amazing.
Nice job.
It's the brain damage.
All right, so we are back to the mining facility. The Sovereign has not yet arrived. It is still on its way back, and Syar and Sovek and Pickle are on board the commander's boat, and Hisar is inside the worker bee, which is clutching the lift that was dislodged, and the worker bee is inside the facility, and that is where we begin.
So if Syar has just beamed back aboard, I'm going to immediately be doing some first aid.
All right. So presumably starting with a medical scan, yes?
Yes.
All right. So that's a medicine reason with a difficulty of 0.
You can't lower the difficulty beyond 0, right?
No.
Okay.
No, I cannot. Can't be negative.
Guarantee some momentum. Okay, 2 successes.
Great. So that will generate 1 spare momentum. So you do a quick medical scan on Syar, and just, probably a minor head contusion, a probably a little dizzy, maybe some loose teeth, as was alluded to in his personal log, and other than that, he seems to be okay.
Just standing over him. Chief, how many heads can you see on my shoulders?
Will you accept orders of magnitude, sir, or does it need to be a precise number?
As precise as you can be.
Yes.
Very well, you're fit for duty.
Excellent, sir.
I would have said 4.
Buzz! You're okay!
Oh, no,
Pickle was...
I'm hearing Pickle in my head now? Oh, wait, no, Devin. Yes, Ensign, everything is fine. We're all fine here. How are you?
It's private, Pickle. I was so scared, boss.
Would you like it to be abandoned, Pickle?
No.
Pickle sounds like Tattoo from Fantasy Island.
Stay with Pickle.
The starship.
All these young people are like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's our fault for doing this on Twitch.
Not just young people.
I was
but
talking
they're
about
also-
the young people in the game here. Like, I'm sure
James,
Sarah
like,
and
I
James
don't
and
know.
probably Selig don't even know what that means.
Is there an AOL chat room that we can use?
Just Google, go to YouTube and search Dunkin' Donuts Fantasy Island commercial.
After the last time, I'm not Googling anything you tell me to.
After the stream, though. After the stream, go educate
Probably
yourself.
a smart move there.
Also fair, yeah.
Chief, are you up to giving me a report of the repair efforts?
Yes. Yes, sir. We did manage to unlodge the forklift from the wall of the base. You likely saw security chief go in after it with the worker bee.
Indeed.
That is the end of what I can. That is the end of my report, sir.
Commander to Hassan, what is your status?
Managed to get the worker bee under control. And I've set the cargo container down in the corner.
Good work.
Thank you, sir.
So, suggestions on how we should proceed.
I'm very strong and I could push things.
I think the next steps, if I may suggest the next steps, sir, beam me back over there to restore gravity.
Are you feeling up to it?
Master of Ceremonies, am I feeling up to it? Tony?
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Were
Do-
you
do
asking
we
me
try-
or the person who
Yes.
scanned you?
No, I'm asking the Master of Ceremonies, which I believe is your job description.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I didn't hear you say that.
Yeah. Do we trust security? Do we trust engineering chief Sayar to just pop back over there and start working again?
I mean, you tell me if you want to go over there.
I feel like I have to. It's my job.
Okay.
I'm the chief engineer, mother. Beam me back in, sir.
I'm
Please.
coming with you, boss.
By your leave. You're back on the base. How did you get in here?
Oh, were they? I thought everybody was on the commander's boat.
No, I thought it was just me because Pickle was unharmed.
All right. So, in any event, Sire's beaming back over, correct? And Pikul is already there, and Sovek, you're still on the commander's boat, correct?
Yep.
All right. So, Sire disappears, steps onto the pad, disappears, reappears on the station next to Private Pikul.
Boss, I haven't seen you. How have you been?
So currently, you two are in the facility. The worker bee is still in the facility, but Hassar has set the load lifter down, so the worker bee is free to leave the bay, or is free to do whatever.
Boss, why'd you keep staring at me like that? Give me some orders.
Oh. Chief, do you want to still be in that when I turn the gravity back on?
Good point. Is there anything else that you would need me in here for? Like not using the worker bee?
I don't know, I just fixed stuff.
Leave
Bruh,
boss
just-
alone. He had a hard day.
Okay, then I'll fly it out.
I will trust you to use your security chief's intuition in that regard, Chief.
All right. So to fly it out of the facility is a con.
I'm just going to be over here.
Really?
Is a con control with a difficulty of 1.
Con control difficulty of 1. 10 and 3, 13. Okay.
If you're
Nothing
not
extra.
confident, Chief, I can always tractor
Okay.
you out.
2 11s. 2 successes.
2 successes. All right.
Yep.
Oh, Selleck, did you want to bank that 1 momentum that you generated?
Wasn't it 2 because it was a difficulty 0?
Yes, that's correct. But you only have room to bank 1.
Yeah, everything else becomes wasted at this point.
Okay, sure. Let's bank it.
So Nova, you generated a spare momentum. Do you want to spend it for anything?
Do a flip.
Do a barrel roll.
No.
All right.
Is there anything that would it be useful for?
Avoiding the living people.
Oh. Hey, I succeeded
Okay.
on the roll this time. Last time I didn't. That's the problem.
Okay, actually, I don't think the worker bee is going to be much use in here, but I think having the security chief in here once we, restore gravity and start having breathable atmosphere again might be a good idea.
And so now you're saying I should have just landed the daggone thing and gotten out.
I like having working room. What can I say?
Okay, here's the extra momentum. There really isn't anything that I can do with it, right?
You could spend it to hit him again. I guess I'd allow that.
Could you aim at Pikul this time?
No,
But Pikul isn't telling her to do one thing and then
What species is Peak? I don't even remember.
he's
his-
Orion. He's an Orion.
Mhm.
A very
He looks-
derpy one.
He looks
Could
like
you
a-
not tell based on the voice?
Oh, I'm,
obviously.
That very obvious.
I keep
Orion
forgetting-
now that
voice.
you say it, yeah.
I keep
It
forgetting to make a an icon for him.
Where is Carl in all this? What happened to Carl?
Carl is
On Sovereign, isn't he?
Yeah, they're all recovering on Sovereign.
Having a ride.
Carl's on the Sovereign. All right. So you fly the.
Can I tell if there's any other damage that's been done as I'm flying it back out?
To the door frame?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So so as you fly out the entryway there, you take a good look at where the load lifter was lodged into the door frame, and you definitely see that there's some damage, and enough that the bulkhead door will not be able to close correctly.
Okay.
So that section that was damaged by the load lifter will have to be physically repaired.
Gotcha. Hey, I found something to use the momentum on. Ask the GM a question. All right. So, hey, Chief.
Yes, Chief.
There's some bad damage here that was done to the door. It's not going to go down.
You could fly at it and bend it back into shape.
Thank you, Commander.
Try throwing a cation at it.
Hey.
Commander, you are so funny for a Vulcan.
Is there any way that I could use the worker bee to bend any of it back into position?
I mean, is that what you want to do?
Sure. Let's see if I can bend it back into position some.
Okay.
Right.
So
This can't possibly go wrong.
yeah, so let's see. That
right. Chief, I suggest you and Private Pickle take a few steps back away from the door. I'm going to see if I can bend this back into position.
There's one precisely measured cackle over the radio before Chief Sayers said, "Understood, Chief. Backing up now. Do you want me to maintain fine-grained scanning on this while you attempt your maneuver?" As he holds up his industrial ranking tricorder.
Yeah, I can take a
Sure.
picture.
Pico, please do not interrupt.
Yes, boss.
all right. So Hussar maneuvers the worker bee into the doorway, uses the little grappler arms, and gets on and gets them starts grabbing the metal sort of channel that the door goes down that's been damaged, and so Nova, that's going to be an engineering control check with a difficulty of 3. And Sayar, you said you're going to assist by scanning. Is that right?
Well, I will assist by scanning, but also Nova can use my engineering with my collaboration talent.
Oh, good, because mine's
that-
only 2.
Yeah, that will cost 1 immediate momentum.
Okay.
But now your engineering for this is 5.
5. All right, that makes that a 15 instead. And
All right, so that's a engineering control.
would
Sorry, go ahead.
my observation focus have usage?
Sure.
I can see the bend.
Studying
I will-
what I'm
I will-
trying to do here.
Yeah, I'll allow that.
Alrighty. Okay.
And so, all right. So currently, you're rolling 2 dice for an engineering control check, difficulty of 3. Panda, yours is going to be an engineering reason check. And so that's a 3rd die from the assist. You've spent 1 momentum to give Nova your engineering discipline of 5. So how else would you like to improve your odds?
I will buy one more die with momentum.
Okay.
You could always stun Peekle to stop him from distracting you.
You have 4 momentum left if you do want to buy
Okay.
any more.
No, that's good.
Okay.
3 dice.
I can beam him back and accidentally leave him in the transporter buffer.
Oh, really?
Preserved pickle.
Alrighty, so
Did I hang on one second? Let me. Did I have stats on the worker bee?
I'm even looking into the possibility of, can I safely beam out someone's vocal cords?
why would you want to
Okay.
do that?
Does the
And
is,
who
is the
is my
first
big
letter?
more important question?
Sovek finds Peekle irritating.
Ah, rather
Does it rhyme?
violent for a
Does it-
Vulcan.
Does it rhyme with maims?
I think that Boss likes Pickle. Because Pickle is fit and strong, and he tells all the best jokes, yeah? Yeah.
Pickle is now from the other.
He's from like Southern Orion. Wait, what's the planet? Or Orion?
I think it's just Orion. Yeah,
I'm from around Orion's belt.
Orions are coming from the south.
Well, I have a question. You said this was a difficulty of 3, right?
I also found the stats for the worker bee. So
Okay, I was going to say at this point,
So the
were
worker
you having
bee,
trouble?
the worker bee can assist you.
Okay.
It would be a engineering engines. So somebody can roll. Selec, why don't you roll for the worker bee?
Sure.
We spend another momentum, and Sayar gives the worker bee his engineering rating as well.
I don't think
Don't ask how.
that's how that works.
It says an ally.
Oh my lord, that's stretching that.
24th century textiles, man. They're amazing what kind of stretch you can get away with.
Sovereign's just going through the galaxy, imbuing many things with sentience. First it was a beagle, and now it's
Aggressively,
okay.
aggressively applied animism. Come on, here we go.
Oh, this is interesting. It has a special rule.
Oh dear.
Okay.
if crashed, explodes immediately.
Wow.
Cabin air filters are always defective. Cations increase 1 difficulty due to self-sneezing.
A self-sneezing stem bolt.
Okay, so so it has
That's
an
a lot of damage.
advantage.
It's not-
So if you roll a complication, you can remove it.
Oh, that's
because,
nice.
Because you're using worker bee tools. So on all tasks to use the worker bee to perform external repairs on a ship or construction. So I'd let it. You're doing a repair on a station, which is very similar. So,
cool.
so yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm glad I got this book.
Nice.
I'm glad you got it.
So, with your engineering of 5 that you gave me to use,
Mm-hmm.
I got a 10,
Alright.
a 5, and a 4. That's 5
Nice.
So
successes.
that's 5 successes. Okay,
That's
and
5
then
successes.
And
there.
do I even need to roll at this point?
I mean, yes, you do because
Yeah.
if you roll a 20 and Selleck rolls a 20,
There's still one complication there.
That's another 5 from
Okay.
IR.
That's
okay.
2
And
more.
then what did the ship
success.
roll?
The ship rolled a 16.
Yeah, that's not enough. All right,
Yeah.
so that's 6 successes total. Is that correct?
7.
Oh, 7?
Yeah. He got 2.
Oh, Well, no, but he doesn't. What focus was he using?
I was
Wait.
using my talent to give
Oh,
you.
Yeah,
my
that's right.
strength.
Never
I don't-
mind. Yeah,
I don't
that's
really
6.
have a-
Yeah.
I don't
You're
really
right.
have a focus in bashing it in until
Concussive maintenance.
yeah.
Well, there we
That's
go.
a
That's a
maintenance,
good
nice.
focus.
That's a talent, not a focus, and I really did consider it. But,
Okay.
Oh,
but
so
I figured,
5.
through the pooch, getting the momentum was a better talent probably for the long run.
All right. So
Yeah.
you very precisely, are piloting back and forth. You're using the arms. You're straightening out the bends in the channel for the door, and you're able to get it pretty smooth. Syar is scanning, giving you incremental adjustments to make here and there. Centimeters this way, centimeters that way. Go down this many centimeters. Move this centimeters this way. This that. So on and so forth. And you spend a little while working together to get that all sorted out. So you do have 3 momentum. Do you want to do anything with that momentum?
We've used 2.
You are so the banked momentum is down to 4.
All right.
So you can bank 2, and then you've got 1 left over.
Bank 2.
Okay.
And can we tell the door looks like it's going to go ahead and close now?
It was successful, so yeah, you will have repaired it. You could spend that extra momentum to polish it when you're done.
We know how that turns out.
Nothing like making something shiny in this game, right?
No wonder
Well,
the Packlets were.
We're not running
there.
after the Packlets because they, shake their front door.
Oh, add a pretty picture.
No pictures.
All right. So, do you want to do anything, or just make the repair look really nice?
Yeah,
Okay.
but not too shiny.
But not too shiny. So you finish up the repair. It looks great. It almost looks like nothing even happened.
Awesome.
Except for this fat gouge in the wall next to it. We're just gonna
Is that the dent? Is that the dent that Syar made when he flew
No,
across
that's
the
on
room?
the other.
Oh, that's on the other side.
of the
Okay.
room.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
He's talking about the dent in the wall
I'm talking
from the
about-
loader.
Yeah, it's Carl's Memorial Corner in the flat wall.
Oh my God, there's a truck stop like 50 miles from here called Carl's Corner.
Let's get some. We just need like some space bondo or something. And just
Nobody
fill it
puts
in,
Carl
scan
in
it
the
over.
corner.
Oh, please,
Because Carl ends up on the other side of the room also.
please let
Never
there now be
switch.
a sign on that scratch saying Carl was here, and our momentum was spent on that.
All right, so the repair is complete. It looks fantastic. What do you guys want to do next? Well, the door. So straightening out the door channel is complete, I should say. The full repair is not done.
It
Well,
might
it's
be an
really
idea to
prepared.
do a thorough scan of the facility to make sure there's no other damage that we've overlooked.
Would you like to do that from the commander's boat?
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
That will be a science reason.
Damn it! I knew you were going to say science.
With a difficulty of 1.
Does the commander's boat assist in this?
Yes, absolutely. And the commander's boat. Where is the commander's boat? Oh, here we go. Yes, the captain's yacht. Let me just double check that out because I actually have the updated stats here. Let's see. So that would be a. Oh, actually, this captain's yacht has different stats than this one. All right, so we'll go with the newer one. All right, so that would be a science computers, but it does not have a science stat. So its computers is an 8.
Okay.
So
Difficulty 1, you say?
difficulty of 1. James, why don't you roll for the ship? So it's what did I say? Science reason for you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I rolled 2 successes.
All right, and James?
Just rolling 1, yeah.
Yeah, one for the captain's yacht.
Commander's boat.
Sorry.
So that's a 10.
All right, so that's a miss, but you did generate 1 momentum.
Mm-hmm.
So you have
welcome.
1 momentum to spare.
I feel like this is going to be a ask the GM spend on the momentum.
Okay.
But what's the scan reveal first?
So, Jesus, knocking everything over here. So you type into the computer to scan the facility, and the scan comes back, and the structural integrity of the facility seems to be fine. There's a little bit of neutrino residue from the area that was affected, but it seems non-harmful and will probably dissipate in a few hours. And overall, your scans indicate that that the facility is intact, and that there are no other structural issues. There is a engineer-sized scrape on one of the walls, but other than that, everything seems okay.
And the neutrino remnants, that was what prevented us from beaming, was it Carl, the other episode?
Correct, yes.
Did we ever track down why that happened?
Why the...
Or where the neutrinos came from that prevented transport?
Is
I do
that...
not believe so.
Wasn't it the pack?
So there was a very large neutrino emitter adjacent to the base, which we pretty much connected to, a cloaked
Okay.
backlid ship. However, Carl himself was apparently also emitting neutrinos. Unless I am wildly misreading the situation, in which case I'm just going to say tequila and brain
Oh,
damage.
I remember
again.
that too.
No,
Yeah.
no, he was not producing neutrinos. I mean, he may have had tacos for lunch, but it was not neutrinos that were. So is that so? Are you?
Neutrinos don't interact with normal matter. Tacos would not produce neutrinos.
No, Carl was not. Neutrinos were not coming out of Carl. He was affected by the neutrino emissions, but it was anyway.
So we're fairly confident it was related to the Packlet ship.
Is that what you're spending the momentum to ask me?
Unless anyone has a better question.
Commander, I'd like to do a visual inspection of the station. Make
That's
sure that
fine, but that'll have to wait until after this.
yes, after this.
Yeah.
Wait, did you ever finish your report on the status of the station?
Well, he has a momentum to spend in regards to that.
And the station seems fine as far as we can tell structurally. So yeah, I'm going to ask about the neutrinos.
So as you continue to scan, the rate of decay from the neutrino emissions coincides with the departure of the Packlet ship. So it's pretty clear that those neutrino emissions that were interfering with the transporters were interacting with the dilithium, and that was what was causing the transporter block. So it's pretty clear that those neutrino emissions were in fact coming from the cloaked Packlet ship.
Okay. Chief, you mentioned wanting to do a visual inspection of the facility?
Yes, Commander.
By all means.
Okay.
All right, that will be a that'll be a security insight check.
Ooh. Okay.
And the ship can assist with a con engines.
Okay, what's
The worker
Security
bee.
insight.
oh
And it'll be a difficulty of 1.
Okay. Using my observation focus again.
Yep, absolutely.
All right. Difficulty of 1. I'm debating on something.
Selleck, just so you know, the worker bee con engines is a total of 5.
wow, okay.
It's a 1 con and a 4 engines. I mean, these are tiny little things, of course.
They are.
Yes, they are tiny little things. We're looking for tiny little things that could be wrong with
And-
the outside of the station at the moment.
And
You
they
know
do
what?
have that nice anti-complication ability.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Let's go ahead and do this.
Well, it's only when you're using the
Oh.
worker bee to repair or construct.
We're constructing an image in the
No,
chief's
no,
mind.
no.
Okay.
Fair.
Good try. Good
take-
try. Good try.
Take,
we're
take,
bringing,
a,
we're
take
bringing
a
the worker bee with us to our next diplomatic negotiation to help repair relationships between,
nice.
the Federation and the Forehead of the Week, or whatever we're calling them.
Sure.
Take a point of threat, Toady.
Are you you're buying?
Ask, I'm buying another die. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Hey, it's a security roll. Oh, that one's trash.
Insecurity roll, more like him.
What'd you say?
Nothing, officer.
Let's keep team morale high, folks.
13. So
People
14's
stay
no good.
silent.
So I rolled a 9. The 14 and 19 are no good.
What's your security insight?
It is insight a 9, security of 4.
Oh, so
I
13.
I missed by 1. Yeah,
All right.
on the
So
other
you got 1 success, and the worker bee. What did the worker bee roll?
Shockingly, it failed.
Okay.
die.
So that's fine. You do a spin around the asteroid, around the little bubble that the mining facility is contained in. You're looking at bulkhead seams. You're looking at other ports. Any place that there could be some structural integrity failures, and you're not seeing anything that doesn't just look like normal wear and tear. Everything looks visually intact and fine.
Okay, and then I'm going to fly the worker bee back in and land back into the station, and I'm going to get out.
Okay. So that'll be a con control with a difficulty of 1.
Con control.
And the worker bee will be a con engines again.
Okay.
Control and con is 13. Got a 4 and an 8.
Okay, so that's 2 successes.
I rolled a 4, which I believe is a success.
Great, that's 3 successes.
Yeah.
So that's 2. You generated 2 floating momentum. You can't bank any of it. So how stylish would you like to fly into the station?
Do a barrel roll.
Do a barrel roll.
Power
Arrow.
slide.
Try spinning. That's a good trick.
You do a
Backflip?
handbrake turn in a worker bee. Let's find out.
Drift on in there.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's drift in.
All right. So you, after completing your spin around the facility, you increase speed as you start to approach the entry point. Syar starts to get a concerned look on his face as you zip into the door opening, probably about half a meter away from the door section that you just finished repairing, giving Syar a bit of a pause. As you come in, you throw the engines in reverse, you start to do a little bit of a drift through it, and you end up swinging the back end of the worker bee about 2 feet from Syar's face, as he kind of steps back and is startled as flashbacks of his recent injury start streaming through his mind. You do a complete 180, so now you're facing him as you very softly, gently land it onto the facility, and then the door opens. You pop out and just kind of look at him as you walk on by.
You look at him as you walk on by, and he scarpers off to the nearest waste reclamation unit to do a 30-meter yawn.
Oh, yeah, that
There
was
goes-
cool.
There goes today's breakfast. They say you're supposed to not do an EVA on a full stomach. This isn't why, but it is why now.
You okay, Chief?
He's fine. Look, he's so happy he got his thumbs up and everything.
I think I just needed a little bit more practice.
So, Vector Team, are we ready to reinitialize the gravity generators?
Side eye at the security chief. Yes, sir.
Whatever you're ready.
Reinitializing in 5, 4. Tappity. Go ahead, believe if that's in character. If not, it's your choice.
It would be a difficulty of 0. You don't need any momentum. Do you want to roll? You don't have to if you don't want to.
Let's not, since we're
Okay.
full on momentum. Let's not give the GM anything to work with.
I mean, I've still got 11 thread if I really want
mean,
to do something, but
Yeah, we don't need to give you more to work with.
I'm not going to let the equivalent of flicking on the house lights be what blows up this station. So, no, thank you.
So you reinitialize gravity. There's maybe a handful of things that were just a few inches above the ground that settle. So there's a couple of like, everything else kinds of settled. The load lifter makes the loudest noise because it's a couple feet above and just kind of poof. But it lands upright and as if it's ready to be used again. And so just as that happens, you look through the door, and the Sovereign returns to the system from its rescue mission, and so that'll lead us to a 5-minute break. So we'll take a quick 5-minute break, and we'll come right back, guys. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Auto-destruct sequence armed.
All right, we are back. Thank you guys for sticking with us.
And we really hope you couldn't hear.
Hey, how about that countdown? That's pretty cool, right?
When it works, yeah.
I forget who asked for one, so thanks for the request.
Yeah, somebody in chat did mention that, and you're right, JF Travis, I should have it stop at 01. That's usually how it usually goes. So
you gotta throw in a "Have a nice day" before it explodes. Though.
Have a nice day.
I was going to say it counts down, 3, 2, 1, and then it just starts flashing 12 o'clock.
Or you're watching a Bond film and it gets down to 007.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we'll probably go with that.
That's our special announcement: is that Daniel Craig is joining us next week for next week's movie.
Not entirely true.
Not the famous Daniel Craig, just this dude we know named Daniel.
Some dude I met at Walmart.
I will be playing Daniel Craig playing a Vulcan.
Do you know that he was in The Force Awakens?
Yeah, he's the trooper that gets his mind.
He's the trooper that lets Rey go when she Jedi mind tricks him.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. Not only is he's in the suit in that scene, and he's the voice. Like he actually did that. So
I don't remember, is 007 one of his trooper number, part of his trooper number, or do they even say it?
I don't know if they say it, but I don't know if that's a Easter egg or not, but
Skyfall, best Bond film ever.
Fair. Let's get on.
Casino Royale?
Oh. Unless you're talking the 1960s one with David Niven.
No.
Then you're wrong.
Okay.
I do like David Niven, though.
Besides, everybody knows the best Bond film is GoldenEye.
Oh.
No, the best Bond game is GoldenEye. Not the
It's true.
Where we're going.
I gotta play
Welcome back to Nerd Wars. Pit your favorite films against each other.
We swear this is Star Trek Adventures.
All right. So,
we do a lot of swearing on this show, you'll notice.
So the Sovereign has returned.
In a piece.
And they are completely unaware of what has transpired on the asteroid. While they're
Captain, we've dropped out of warp speed, and we are at the station.
Thank you, trailer. Open a channel.
Yes.
This is Captain Shepard to the crew and the landing party over on the station. How's it going over there?
We read you, Captain. Things are going well. We have the repairs completed.
Excellent. You guys ready to come aboard?
I believe so.
Excellent.
Commander, we didn't have time to do any pressure tests.
Oh, the door's still open, isn't it?
Well, that's also one really big pressure test.
Captain, we would like to do one final pressure test, and then we will call it done.
Let me guess, you have to close the door.
It seems a reasonable final test. Can we close the door we repaired?
Make it so.
Making sure the captain has already left the comm channel, you just hear Sovit going, "Make it so!"
What a snarky Vulcan.
Oh yeah, boss, you're so funny.
He learned from his best auntie to pring.
So, Chief, what, anything you want to do in regards to this pressure test, or do we just want to close it and leave?
I would suggest we close it, try pressurizing the environment, and then making sure that we don't lose a large amount of air. Primarily because one cargo door just blew out into space. That's
Alright, proceed. I'll keep an eye on the scanners to make sure there's no atmosphere leaking.
All right, everybody stand clear of the door. Lowering. Beep-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop.
I am going to spend 2 threat.
You
Stop it, sir.
mother. We need the bleep sound for that.
It has to be a tribble shriek, though.
So you type into the computer to lower the doors, and the door starts to come down. Everything looks fine. It gets to about a foot away from the bottom, and then the door just starts to shudder. And that whole section of the bulkhead shudders, and there's a stack of crates next to it that fall down towards you, Sayar. Would you like to do anything about that in the split second that you have?
Is it crates or barrels?
It is those. It is obviously a blue barrel that is stacked way too high.
This is a really, really, really bougie mining asteroid. There's every chance they could have gone to crates and barrels.
Yeah.
I
don't
do
you
not.
have cat-like reflexes?
I do not condone puns on this show.
Oh, triple sound.
All right, hang on. Let me make a note. Need
Triple
Tribble.
sound.
Top priority, tribble
need
sound.
tribble shriek.
Priority 1.
Priorities. That's in our first name.
Yep.
All right, so he has 1 split second to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Backflip.
Do a backflip. Do a barrel roll.
Yes, roll that barrel away from you.
Oh my god, jump up on it and like roll it like the logs in the river.
Mash the emergency stop on the door.
Mash the emergency stop on the door. So the barrel
So
is
that doesn't
already
rip it.
falling towards you.
Yep.
Okay.
And the door is going to rip itself apart at this point, and we're going to be in a lot more trouble.
Okay. All right. So give me an engineering daring with a difficulty of 1.
And I will actually just go ahead straight up burn my determination point for this episode.
And that's is that a value, or how are you using that?
It's going to be the value,
What's-
my favorite value.
What's
You're
your
no
value?
good. You're no good to the living if you're too afraid to bleed.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice.
And so am I able to notice that he is not taking any action to remove himself from the situation?
Normally,
I'm taking action to save all of y'all.
Normally, I
Recognize-
would say no, but you are also occasion, so I will allow you. So first, let's. So what do you want to do in this split second?
Me?
Yeah.
I want to lunge at one of the barrels that is falling on him
Okay.
and try to push it, try to kick it, push it out of the way, move it, just something. that
Deflect
is
it
not
away
moving.
from his trajectory.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I've got multiple values that I could use for this.
Okay. So we'll do his first, and then we'll do yours. So, all right. So that's an engineering daring for you, Panda, with a difficulty of 1.
Yep. And I used my determination.
Yep. So that gives you 2 successes. Oh, so you're done? That's it? All right.
I mean, is there something I can do in the further subdivision of the split second with the 1? momentum?
Yeah.
Backflip.
Do the backflip. Do it.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's do a backflip.
Yeah.
All right. So you reach for the control. You hit the panel to stop the door from coming down. It stops. In doing so, you start. You're basically a quarter of the way through a cartwheel. As you reach for the controls, so you decide to just keep going and do a full cartwheel out of the way of the barrel coming down at you. Nova, do you still want to act?
No.
Okay.
I made the other barrel the khaki.
So the barrels. So you get out of the way of the barrel. So Syar gets out of the way of the barrel. The barrels fall down, and the top one, obviously falling the furthest, rolls over to the bulkhead, slams against it. The top pops off, and out spills a bunch of dilithium ore. Mostly purplish hue. However, there's one piece of ore that has a very red tint to it, very red hue to it, and it looks very abnormal compared to the rest of it.
Oh my god, red kryptonite dilithium.
Chief.
I was going to say red lyrium. We've now really crossed fandoms.
Explains Carl.
So we both can see it from our positions. We both can see it.
Well, you see a red glow coming from the midst of the purple glow.
Right. So I slowly walk up to see what could be causing the oddish glow.
You want to just visually inspect it, or do you want to do anything else?
I will. Yeah, I get out my tricorder.
Okay.
I'm gonna scan.
So that will be a science reason.
Science reason. Okay.
With a difficulty of 1.
Great. Yeah, not the best number. And would the observation focus on apply to this at all?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. So science, reason, and 1. You said difficulty, right?
Yep.
I'll buy 1 die.
Okay.
Oh crap. Well, we're gonna have a little bit of a problem.
Do we need to spend some momentum to remove a complication?
We need to spend some momentum to remove a complication.
All right.
Yeah.
So what are the results that you got?
Yeah, I got a 4, an 18, and a 20.
All right. So that's. I'm
Yeah,
assuming that's
yeah.
one success.
That's 1 success.
All
Yeah,
right. 1
'cause
success and a
my-
complication. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Spend the momentum to buy off the complication.
All right. So that's 2 to remove a complication.
All right. So
I'm
that
going to
leaves us
spend
down to-
2 to negate that.
Yeah, of course you are. I'll do it.
So you take out your tricorder, and you start to scan it, and you're noticing that it is very similar to dilithium. The readings indicate that it's very similar to dilithium. Where dilithium in its crystalline form is relatively safe, and especially in its ore form where it's spread out amongst other impurities, it's even safer. This particular substance that is very similar to dilithium seems to be a little bit more volatile, and in fact, the fact that the container that it was in got jostled seems to have affected it in such a way that it actually begins to have a reaction as you're scanning it, and it sort of and there's not much of it to begin with, so this tiny piece of ore seems to pop and then just kind of gone, and there's a little bit of residue left.
I was bracing for an explosion. I don't like that smile.
I mean, Commander, Chief, the night is still young.
Yes, it is. So it's just disappeared.
No, you said there's residue.
Said there's residue. Does it get on you?
There is residue.
Is the residue solid or is it liquid?
In a vacuum like this, if it's a liquid, it's not going to be a liquid for long.
I mean, it's like it's like a powder. It's like what's left of the ore and the, what was left. So
Scan the powder to see if there is any difference between what the initial scan was showing.
it's the same. It's just smaller amounts of it, and and that's
Is
about
it-
all you can tell from just a tricorder scan.
Okay, so it's inert now, basically.
We could also call in somebody more specialized in scanning.
If she hasn't gone to bed yet.
Wake up. Wake up.
Don't hurt her shoulder.
I won't. Maybe
Hussar the Sovereign.
This is Sovereign.
Captain, could you send down the commander? We need a science scan here. We've got
Will-
some odd-looking dilithium that just went poof.
I would like to point out that that you guys are in suits, and the door is still open, and the atmosphere has not been restored.
Yeah, and we can't get the door down. It's stuck, and it nearly took the chief out, and
So,
we had containers full.
I will say that the reason the door got stuck is because of the barrels.
Of course.
So if you, I would recommend just double checking that the door does in fact, sorry, if I didn't make it clear, the barrels were obstructing the door.
The barrels
as it
were
came
in the
down.
way.
Yes. So now that they have fallen, it is more than likely that the door will be fine.
You'd think we'd be able to know ahead of time if the door would be obstructed by barrels.
You'd think.
We didn't ask.
Well, the order of events were you fixed the door, you restored gravity, I said stuff had settled,
Fallen.
and then you closed the door.
I
We
thought
didn't.
you said that the door. She looked at the door and everything looked okay.
That was before gravity was restored.
Okay, that's fair.
And I did spend 2 threat to cause
Yeah.
that problem. So. But I do want to be clear that the barrels were the cause of the door problem. So.
Sovereign landing party, have you considered trying to close the door again?
I'll leave that one to you, Chief.
JF Travis hit it right on the head. It's raspberry flavored dilithium. He solved the mystery.
Damned.
Moldy dilithium and then called it
Damn.
raspberry.
Only one Packlet
Raspberry.
would dare give us the raspberry.
We need a counter.
Stop,
We need a
Packlet.
counter on the screen for every non-Star Trek sci-fi reference that we make in this show.
Make it so.
So say we all.
Bravo, sir, bravo. All right, so the barrels are down. The door does not appear to be obstructed anymore. Do you want to do anything before the science officer is called down?
Sovereign to crew, did you hear a copy of that transmission? Have you tried closing the door again?
No, Captain.
Well,
I look over at the chief.
as
You
I
think the door will
once...
come down now, and I silence the channel and I ask him, "You think the door will come down now?"
I'm looking at the door to make sure, looking at the gap under the door to make sure that there is nothing there. I'm pretty certain it will be. Personally, I'm not that thrilled about being locked in a asteroid base with a bunch of fizzy raspberry flavored dilithium that just
No,
goes
there was just
poop,
one.
but
There was just one of those.
that we have seen.
That we have
true.
seen.
That's true.
Uh-huh.
That's true.
Exactly.
How
That's
many
true.
barrels?
You
though?
Yeah.
How many?
You have
Yeah.
you have just
Yeah.
set off the professional paranoid.
2 barrels fell, 1 opened, and in amongst the spilled was one red ore that has.
Well, I'd rather have the door closed the rest of the way.
If Sovek is aware of everything that's happened, he'll say on the line, "Have you considered scanning any of the other barrels to see if they all contain, or if
Isn't that
there's
what-
any other instances of this raspberry dilithium?"
Isn't that what we're trying to bring Commander Temna over here for, Commander?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were just trying to identify
You-
the substance.
You see
Oh,
the
no. Well, yeah, but we also were figuring that she would be of better help to identify the substance since she's the science officer.
All right.
Cool.
She may be. Let's.
Based on your
secure the place
initial
and
based on Hisar's initial scan, you have enough information to identify anything else.
If you can.
I'd rather not pressurize the room until we know exactly what this substance is in case it reacts.
Badly.
Yeah, let's not introduce more variables.
We'll send the data to our science officer and have her analyze it.
Oh, yeah.
Wi-Fi doesn't go that far. Sorry.
Shit. We ain't found shit.
Sovereign to landing
Tim
party.
Ross.
Sovereign to landing party.
That counts as a
the
Star Trek
sci-fi counter,
reference too,
and
though.
the sci-fi counter checks up 1. Yes.
Yeah, Spaceballs.
I saw here.
We are going to send Temna over, but we're going to dust off some of, the Enterprise's classic shield spacesuits, and we'll send her over in one of those.
Or I could just send the data to you, sir.
Well, we're not sure if Wi-Fi goes that far.
You can transmit the data.
Wouldn't the ship's computer be more help at this point to try and
Touche.
figure out what it is?
Touche.
Transmit the data.
Transmit the data to Temna Station, please.
All right.
Sending it now, sir.
So you send the data over, so Temna, you receive the data. and what would you like to do with that data?
Can I run it through the ship's computer to see if it has any matches?
Absolutely. That would be a science reason with a difficulty of 0.
Okay. I got a 9, so that's a success.
And just 1 success? You rolled 2 dice, right?
Yeah, just roll on the second one, and then a 1.
All right, so 3 successes. See, that's how it's done, people. So that's going to give you, 2 floating momentum. So you,
Ask questions, ask lots of good questions.
so you, you type in, your stuff. You run it through some analyzation. First, you run it through to see if it matches anything known in the Starfleet database and the Federation database, and nothing comes up. The only thing that you can determine from the information from the data that you gathered is that it is structured similarly to dilithium, but it appears to be much more volatile. So you have 2 momentum. Would you like to do anything with that?
Can I search the dark web?
What is the dark web in Star Trek, and how would you be accessing it?
We do have it.
Yeah, ask the intelligence
Ask the
officer.
intelligence officer.
So you'd like the intelligence officer to
Consult.
consult?
The Section 31 database.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I see.
The Tholian Silk Web.
Has she recovered from her kidnapping?
Well, we'll find out.
Well, you are currently in sickbay. So would you like to call down to sickbay to see if
Captain Shepard to sickbay? Captain Shepard to sickbay.
This is Dr. Jamel here. How can I help you?
Do it again and with the right accent.
Oh, sorry. This is Dr. Jamel. How can I help you?
There we go.
Yes, Dr. Jamel, is our patient feeling any better?
Yes, she is a little bit up, but she is fine. She
Could you
can
send her to the
return to
bridge?
duty. Yes, I will send her up immediately. Jamel, out!
Schnell, mach schnell.
Mach schnell. All right, so Sahir returns to the bridge, to her station. You're a little, actually, you're probably fine. It's not like the Packlets, tortured you or anything. So
At least not beyond their presence.
I mean, she didn't eat anything off the roller grill, did she?
Yikes! No, probably not.
all right. So
Dachi processed meat. It makes us go.
Temna sends. So Temna, why don't you ask Sahir what you would like?
Yeah. I'd like you to take a look at this and see if any of your sources will be able to shed any more light on it.
Sure, I'll have a look.
So she sends the data over, and then you think about your sources by looking at your private messages to see what information has been what information you can tell. All right, hang on. I'm gonna send that over. I'm gonna send that over right now.
Hold on, I'm using my special Section 31 communicator. Bet no one knows.
Oh, you got one of
about.
those black ones.
Yeah, they're all
Nice.
the way.
The really obvious black ones that just
Yeah.
sit right here.
Yeah,
saying,
that no
"Don't
one
look at-
knows
don't mind
about."
me. I'm just a, you know.
Just wear your black one. Don't worry about me.
Section 31 or Bureau 13. That's a Babylon 5 reference. For those that are
We're counting.
uncultured.
It
Well,
doesn't count
well-
as Star Trek though because it's Bester, right?
No, because water coding, you know, is there too. So you know, he's Chekhov's evil twin.
Been too long since I watched B5.
So Temna sends over the data. So here looks at it.
Nothing's coming up, sir.
Okay, Captain Shepard to landing party. It seems we've discovered something new.
Could you
So,
be more specific, sir?
more specific is we don't know what it is, and neither does Section 31. We can only presume.
well, hang on. Just to clarify, are you telling them you're from Section 31? Because as far
No.
as they know, you are from Starfleet Intelligence.
Intelligence.
Oh,
And
the captain
Section
and first
31
officer
doesn't
just
exist.
assume.
we're, pretty much just saying Section 31 at this point.
Yeah.
Neither the Starfleet Intelligence. Psst,
Yeah,
Section-
we had some experiences during the last war. Anyone who says intelligence is just a cover.
Section 31.
Wow. Okay. It's a little
Okay.
prejudice, I guess.
It's why we're being so suspicious, even though she's helping us.
Mm.
You weren't being suspicious, James.
What?
Don't be suspicious.
So,
Don't be.
Captain, we didn't manage to identify the substance at all.
No, unfortunately not.
Is it a
betting-
threat?
Well, Dilithium going inert is definitely something we to concern about. Can you do a scan on the other barrels and see if there's any more of this inert dilithium?
Over
Sure.
to you, Hussar.
Sure. I
Um,
didn't know if maybe Panda would want to do some scans or not.
Or would it be better if the ship or the commander's boat did a scan of the facility? Or what,
Yeah,
what
'cause-
would be better, tricorders or ship?
I mean, the ship has 0 science. So, I mean, on the ground, tricorder scans is going to be the best bet. And,
Okay.
you know, I would assume whichever
Well-
of you two has a higher science.
But
Two.
would there minus 2 as well? Would there
Could the
be
Sovereign do it?
anything? Would there be anything wrong with both of us doing a scan?
You both could. The Sovereign could also scan, as Sarah pointed out. So
Commander's boat could scan as well. We could all scan. Every one of us.
At
Pull
the
out
same
tricorder
time.
now.
What's that?
You
Wait,
two,
they're
chat.
scanning? Wait, they're
I
scanning.
I will point out that Sarah has the highest science value, and she would be the one scanning from the Sovereign, which the Sovereign has.
Improved scanners or something to that effect.
It has +1 sensors, so it would be a sensor science, which is a 13, 14 if you count the bonus. So I'm just pointing out that the greatest the highest values are if Temna scans from the Sovereign, probably.
Question, Captain. Don't we have the head of this mining station down in sickbay? Can't we send somebody down to interrogate her?
So you have the crew of the mining station in sickbay. You also have the owner is on her transport.
I
Right
guess
out
we
the
had to
window.
talk to. We could talk to her or Carl.
Her.
Was she on the Jolene? Didn't you call it?
She is
Jo-
Jolene.
her name
her
is Jolene.
Oh, all right, okay.
Open a comm channel to Jolene, please. Trailer.
First name terms already, Captain.
Channel open.
This is Captain Shepard. This is Captain Shepard to Jolene. Do you respond?
Yes, Captain. Have you finished repairs on my mining station? We really must get back to work.
We have got the gravity working. The door is having a bit of trouble at the moment, but before we close it and repressurize, we need to ask you a very important question. We've discovered a red dilithium that goes inert as soon as it hits the ground. Do you know anything about this?
My crew did mention something about finding an odd-colored dilithium ore, but we didn't think anything of it. Is everything okay?
Well, we're a little bit concerned about repressurizing until we know whether this thing's going to explode as soon as we do. And I think you'd rather your mining station not explode.
Absolutely. I mean, what is it that you're asking?
Well, what we need to do is we need to analyze some of that red dilithium. So what we're thinking about doing is, we need to get it to a lab, essentially. So we wonder if we could get your cooperation and let us know if how many shipments have your crew reported having this inert dilithium in it.
And what data does she have?
Yep.
Well, my crew didn't really think anything of it. As far as I know, there was only one small piece of ore that was discolored.
Okay, that's very helpful.
Where did it come from?
Nobody knows.
I think she's whispering that to you to ask.
Oh.
You'll have to forgive him because it is, like.
Did they mine it on the asteroid?
You can
they
hear.
take you to it?
We're not used to having intelligence on the ship, I think.
You can hear Commander Sovek rolling his eyes.
Jolene, can you let us know where you found the dilithium ore?
Yeah. Let me. Well, you'd have to ask. Our.
Don't you dare say
Let me
Carl.
guess, Carl.
you would have to ask one of our miners. I think Carl was the one who discovered it.
Ah!
I believe he's on your ship. Is that correct?
That is correct. 1 second, Jolene, was put you on hold. Can I get a calm down to sickbay? This is Captain Shepard to Carl. Carl, come in, please.
Oh, hi, Captain. This is Carl.
Carl, I understand you discovered a red type of dilithium. Can you tell me where you found it?
Yeah, we nicknamed it the raspberry dilithium because it looks like this fruit that my grandmother used to give me when I was a kid. Oh yeah, where did we find that? It was just a small piece too. Oh, right. So, there was this smaller asteroid piece that came from outside the system, and we thought it was kind of odd, but we mined it, and the only thing in it was this small piece of discolored raspberry dilithium.
Thank you very much, Carl. Appreciate it.
Okay, you're welcome. Can we go back to the mining facility yet?
Not yet. We'll get back to you on that one, Carl.
Okay,
Bye, Carl.
I have some lunch. Okay.
Bye, Carl. Just the one
Pizza,
piece.
it's Taco Tuesday.
Just quickly to medical, can we get Carl some tacos, please? Thank you. Okay.
Tacos on the double!
Okay, so we know that there's only one piece of red dilithium that came from an asteroid. This seems a bit alien-y, like alien Packlid. No, Packlids aren't smart enough to do this. Okay.
Which asteroid, sir?
He said a second asteroid. Should you check the logs and maybe check its trajectory?
That sounds like an excellent idea. Okay. Communication open with the landing party. Commander Sovek, come in.
Here, sir.
Can you check the station's logs for any mention of a second asteroid, please?
No. You should ask someone on the station, sir.
Check with Dog Tanyan. He might have encountered this in his time.
That's a good idea. I'll do that while I message someone on the station. I did say landing party. You answered.
Just to be clear, I mean the commander is in charge of the landing party.
Yeah, I know. But Sovek is feeling sassy today.
You're a sassy Vulcan.
And that's unusual because...
I can direct your query, sir.
Thank you.
Right to hell.
Someone get me Dog Tanyan on the line.
He's been acting up. He's actually on a lunge line.
Oh, such a good boy. Dog Tanyan, have you ever seen any red dilithium before? Red dilithium, boy. Red dilithium. Look
Bark
at this.
Bark once for yes, 2 for no.
Yeah, once for once. Oh. Okay, 3 times.
That's 3 times.
Must be maybe.
Must be a maybe. Okay, we'll get
a maybe.
we'll get back to Dog Tanyan on that one. Okay, walkies later, Dog Tanyan.
I think he needs to appear every week if Tony's going to do the voice.
Oh boy.
Once that boy Sovek fell down a well, and Temna's asked you to call for help.
So, I've relayed the captain's request to the team on the station.
Okay.
Okay. I go to the computer station to check the records.
All right. So you go over.
Asteroid. Has there been an asteroid here?
You're
So
standing on one.
so
Try
there
it again.
A different asteroid.
so there is a
Computer is sassy.
there is a log of, so this is an asteroid field, right? The base is on the largest asteroid where they do most of the mining. They occasionally will have asteroids come in close to the facility, and as part of the cleanup process of getting them out of the way so they can do their shipments, they'll bring them in and mine them if there's anything useful in them. And this particular asteroid showed up about a week prior, and its trajectory appeared to come from, so just to be clear, the ship is here, right, in this sector here. And the asteroid's trajectory was basically came right from the depths of the Shackleton Expanse.
It's not Tholian, is it?
Tholian? Tholians are on the other side of the Federation.
Right, okay, that's fine.
Is it
Yeah, but it
actually
wraps
an
around
asteroid?
the wrap. It wraps around the map. You hit one end and it just appears at the
Did they gather any other data on the asteroid?
Yeah, there were no other anomalous readings that appeared to be a normal asteroid that would typically have dilithium in it. This happens to be a red-hued dilithium-like mineral. And other than that, I mean, they basically thought it was dilithium when they mined it. And that's how like normal the asteroid looked, and situation presented itself. So there was nothing else in the logs that raised any suspicion for them.
And so their sensors actually showed that it came in from a long way out.
They just have the trajectory. It came on basically this line. I don't like it's indeterminate how far it came from, but if you were to draw a line on its trajectory, it would basically be something like this.
Commander Sovek, we're receiving your data.
Yes, sir.
I would like you to take a sample of the dust, or as the raspberry dilithium, but keep it in a secure containment item vessel.
Okay, I'll replicate one of those containers now.
Thank you. And keep it in a vacuum. I don't want it to come into contact with any form of oxygen.
Very well. So Sovek goes into the back of the commander's boat and prepares the container.
Yep.
And then contacts the away team and says, team, I'm going to beam down a container. Do you think you could place any residue of the mysterious substance in the container, and we will take it back to the ship for study?
Of course, sir. I would just be concerned about actually transporting it using the transporter.
I have those concerns myself. I was suggesting we physically bring it aboard the commander's boat and then just dock back with the Sovereign. Let's not take any risks we don't need to.
I can bring it back in the worker bee. That way we can have a totally non-gravity environment that it is in.
Yeah, except for
That
the
also
gravity it
works.
is currently in right now.
It's true.
Oh, that's true.
Okay.
Didn't think about that one.
I will say that your previous scans, when it did pop, the residue appeared to not be harmful. The volatility was.
I'm the security chief.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm just giving you the additional information from your scan.
Appear to.
Yes,
Three.
yes. Appear to.
So I'm replicating
I
and
don't
beaming
like that.
down the containment unit. Do I need to make any rolls?
No, you're good.
Okay.
So you replicate the containment unit. You then place it on the transporter. It disappears from the pad, and then cut to inside the facility where the container reappears for Hisar to gather the sample.
Okay, I pick it up, and is there enough residue I can just take it and scoop it, or do I need some kind of shovel?
That's kind of rough.
Basically,
scooping this, or
Or does the container actually have something on the side?
Yeah. You just basically unscrew the container. You place it on either side of the residue, and it kind of collects the residue by itself. You close the container, so you have the residue inside now.
Okay. I've got the residue collected, Commander.
okay, you should return to the ship.
Are you sure you don't want to do a complete security check of the station before we depart?
Well, there's only room for you in the worker bee. So
I'm talking about inside, not outside.
Yeah.
I already went outside.
I would like to leave this facility behind. I have spent a lot of time, Chief, looking at this facility. I would like to look at something else.
We could put the canister in the work bee with worker bee with Pickle. He can look at Pickle instead.
So you return to the Sovereign, Chief. We will run one final test, and then we will return to the ship.
Ah, yes, Pickle will look around.
There we go. If you have
Understood,
any security concerns, take them to Pickle, and he can
Flex
look
up, huh?
around in your absence.
All right, so you take the container, you get up in the worker bee, you very gingerly leave the facility, and return to the Sovereign. And then those who are left, what would you like to do?
I would imagine the Chief wants to run one final test.
You need to be specific about which chief.
Well,
The Engineering Chief.
Hisar is
The
also
only-
left, so
the only
Yeah.
chief left.
Yeah, all right. Let's try this pressurization test. See if this holds air and therefore holds water.
so first you got to close the door.
Yeah. Well, let's see if I eat any more barrels this time.
Is there still? Did
Chief.
we make sure there's no more junk in front of the door?
I was going to say, Chief, please look in front of the door and confirm no obstructions.
Well, there's a bit of dust on the sill, so let me go get the broom.
You look around the door, and it appears to be clear of any additional obstructions.
Are there any surprise Klingons or anything standing in this room that we simply just have not looked at?
It appears as though there is nothing. However, I still have 7 threat.
Yeah, and that's why
You have
I
seven-
wanted
you-
to.
Okay, you have 7 threat and one surprisingly resilient skinny Cation in there. Your 7th threat could end up in a new chief engineer for the Sovereign. Okay.
I don't know as I have enough threat for that, but
No, don't worry, boss.
I
You got
can't say I won't
Pickle.
try. I'm just saying I don't think I have enough.
All that
Pickle is
backstory worked for nothing.
indestructible.
See, I saw he had 7 threat left, and I'm like, this is going to be the end of end of this adventure, and you just sent your security chief back to the ship, Commander.
Oh, I know. I
Well,
know.
All right,
I
so
know.
what would the
This-
chief
Okay,
like
so
to do?
this is Sovek's long game where he's just going to murder everyone on the Sovereign under Shepard. Cool. All right, we've figured out the long arc for the season, for the series.
Oh, okay.
Mirror
Anybody that
Sobeck.
has,
Door's
has
clear. Let's hit this button. Smash.
any,
I'm looking at this as Private Pickle's odds have just gotten worse now that you've left.
All right, so you're pressing
I
the buttons
figured.
to close the door.
Yep.
All right, so you input the sequence, and the door closes, seals, everything appears fine.
One quick scan with the tricorder to make sure the seal is actually complete.
Okay, that will be an engineering reason. The difficulty of 0.
Guys, do we want to risk another complication at this point?
No, just go with it.
Yeah, the scan.
Okay.
Scan is done.
You very cautiously scan around the seal. Everything looks good. As far as this particular door is concerned, it'll withstand the pressure.
Any other doors about to collapse on us?
Well,
Should I scan the whole station just to make sure it's airtight?
there's no air in it, so.
From, make sure that all the seals are working properly?
Temla, do that, please.
All right.
Okay.
So that'll be an science reason with a difficulty of 0.
We're getting very paranoid. We've had
That's 2
The-
successes.
2 successes. Okay.
Yes.
we had the commander run the scan. We had the chief run a visual scan,
So you have
and
2.
now we're having the sovereign.
you have 2 floating momentum, so you run your scan, and you scan all the entry points, all the ports, all the doors, all the external hatches, and everything appears to be good. All systems look nominal, and you relay that to the chief on the station. You have 2 momentum. Do you want to do anything with it? You can bank 1.
You should have to scare for aliens.
Anything you want me to do, Captain?
Scan for alien life, just in case.
Okay, we're gonna scan for alien life.
All right. So you you're scanning the station, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So you scan the station, and you're picking up 2 life forms, 1 Cation and 1 Orion.
Okay, I think we're done here. Right.
Let's wrap this up.
Yeah. Beginning pressurization sequence now.
And the room starts filling with air. The pressurization comes up, and the sequence completes, and everything seems okay.
Somebody get Carl on the phone.
Must we, sir?
Carl, I got some good news for you.
Oh, what's that?
You can go home in time for Taco Tuesday.
Oh, that's awesome! Thank you, Captain. Hey, guys, we get to go back! There's a collective moan from the rest of the crew. Yay.
Is Carl's last name Pyle? Is he related to, is it a descendant of Gomer?
No, why would you think that?
Jim Neighbors is rolling in his grave.
You have 1 more momentum. Do you want to bank it?
Anything else you want to do, Captain?
We'll bank it.
Can we scan for blue barrels, make sure none are about to collapse?
I say use the 1 momentum to make sure none of the taco supplies spoiled for Taco Tuesday.
Oh my gosh! All right.
It was in a well, I was going to say it's in a vacuum, but who knows what hard vacuum does to miscellaneous meat.
So the mining crew heads to the transporter room to start to go back. Jolene hails you from her freighter.
Jolene! Hello there.
Hi, Captain. I wanted to say thank you for repairing. The crew has informed me that they're heading back to the mining facility, and we can beam over our supplies and continue our mining. Thank you very much for your assistance.
That's fine. Keep us informed if any more of these red raspberry dilithium pieces show up.
Will do, Captain. And again, thank you so much. You've made a friend in the Shackleton Expanse. If you need anything, please let us know.
Fantastic. I don't could take any dilithium with us, could we?
I'm sure we can spare a little bit as a thank you. I will have some transported aboard some shortly. Unfortunately, all we have is raw or dilithium. You'll have to refine it, but you can only refine 8,000 a day. So hopefully, hopefully you can make that work.
It'll be fine. I'm a lifetime subscriber.
Okay. You get that extra duty officer that can help you out then. Yeah,
We
so
did
we'll
get the extra duty officer. His name was Pickle.
so we'll have some sent over, and again, thank you very much.
You're very welcome. End transmission. Could I see my senior staff in my briefing room?
Well, your engineer and your first officer are still
In space.
on the station.
Well, everyone back to the ship, please.
So
I don't want to go in. Recess isn't over yet.
No, you've had 15 minutes. It's time to come back.
Aww.
so everyone returns to the ship. And the mining crew is beamed back over. Your crew is back.
Okay, I'd like us all to go to the science lab and take a look at this box with the thing in.
Let's all go to the side lab.
Do you want us to look at a thing in the box?
Yes.
Please no.
Thing in a box. Thing in a box. I don't know the whole song, but
Poor
anyway.
cat.
You don't need it.
she knows what I'm talking about. Thing in a box.
Poor cat. Wow.
To the science lab.
I don't think I have a science lab thing, but
Didn't
Stick
we?
us down in
didn't we-
engineering then.
Yeah, we did from the first episode.
oh,
No, that was
well,
on-
yeah, I don't
that
have
was
that
on
anymore
Atlantis.
though.
Oh,
Here, we'll just say you're somewhere in the ship.
Ah,
You go to the deck room.
Deck in a box. Sorry. Anyway,
No, that's a holodeck, isn't it? It's a whole deck, but in a box. Anyway, I don't see any whales. Where are the whales?
all right. So you're all in the science lab, or the senior staff. So you're inviting everybody down, Captain?
Yeah, all my senior staff, please.
All right. So the whole senior staff is down into the science lab with the sample.
So here,
Yes, Captain.
what life forms do we know that live in the general trajectory of the asteroid that dropped this item off?
She's got to
Staff-
think about it.
That's
Give
fine.
me one. Let me think about this for a minute.
Well,
One
what-
moment,
I mean,
please.
And the
What I
time
mean-
it will take me to receive a message.
that's all right. Well,
Like,
while that's going on, I'm going to ask Sovek, what's your opinion of what we have found?
I would say, Captain, that this is a mild curiosity.
You don't see it as a major security threat?
Raspberry flavored dilithium does not seem a major security threat. By all means, I feel it is prudent to investigate this. But I
Yes.
don't see the threat just yet.
So here,
Captain, there's no specific references of named alien races, but we have heard rumors of an unorganized faction in the area.
an unorganized faction. What would they be doing? With
Oh, I'm sorry, organized. I can't read.
an organized faction. Okay, that like
Do you think we could
Well-
rule out the Packlids?
seems
Or rule in
unlikely.
the Packlids?
I feel like the Packlids don't seem like people to throw raspberry flavored dilithium at people.
They probably
Um,
eat it, sir.
They would definitely eat it. Temna, what are your thoughts?
Well, I agree with the first officer. Like, it's interesting and something that we need to be aware of, but I don't necessarily think it's going to be a major issue at this moment in time.
Trailer, what do you think?
Captain, I think we need to move further into the expanse and investigate where this may have come from. We can plot a course along the trajectory of the asteroid.
That sounds like a good precaution. And head of security, what do you think? Do you think we should be concerned?
I would be concerned about the explosive potential that a lot more than this small sample could provide somebody with
Chief Engineer. You saw this thing go off. Do you think it has the potential to be dangerous in large quantities?
At this point,
and
At
who
this
knows?
point, I don't think we know enough to say. We saw a very small amount evaporate, react, whatever, in a vacuum. A large amount, comparable to the size, comparable to the amount you would find in a warp core, going off at once, somehow without the crew of manning the warp core knowing that they had just put a large load of raspberry flavored dilithium in. I don't think we know enough to deem this a threat, sir, at this time. And personally, I'm not comfortable leaving that much unknown. So I concur with Lieutenant Wynn. This is something that does need to be investigated.
Then, everyone to your post. Looks like we got a new mission. Trailer, set a course. Let's get to the bridge.
All right, where would you like to set your course?
Following the trajectory of the other asteroid, please.
Okay. So that would probably be
And we'll take the 405, not the Long Beach.
into this into this area here.
Yes, please.
All right.
It's worth stating, Captain, that if this asteroid did come at sublight speeds to where it ended up, if it was sent maliciously, it must have been sent a long time ago. That, or they've completely obscured their location and we don't know where it came from.
I still think it's worth investigating. Let's see where this asteroid's been.
All right, and with that, the Sovereign
Horse laid in, Captain.
enters warp and heads towards the course and trajectory of that strange asteroid. Meanwhile, we cut to the Packlet ship, and Captain Furbinod is on the bridge, proudly adorned in his extremely shiny, dilithium-looking helmet, when his ship receives a hail. And the screen comes on. We are obscured from the person's face, but we do see their ears, which have a very familiar point to them. And we hear a voice address Furbinod and say, "Were you able to secure it?" "Look, we got this helmet! It's really shiny! Yay!" "So you're saying you were not able to secure it?" "Well, we secured this helmet." And the screen goes off, and there is an alert on the Packlet bridge. "Sir, there's There's a torpedo incoming! And before they know it, there is a torpedo explosion, and the Packlet ship is destroyed. And that is where we will end for tonight. So
Did the helmet survive?
Yeah, did the helmet survive?
we may never know.
No!
With the amount of polishing it better have done.
So that will end tonight's episode of our Star Trek Adventures RPG Live Play. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow night for the Priority One Armada live stream. James is hosting, is that correct? Yes. And in honor of Star Trek Picard premiering this week, it'll be a Picard themed show. And you're doing Pain Stick Night, right? For those of you who aren't aware, Pain Stick Night is when we run through our most hated TFOs for the evening. So all of the ones that people complain about or that are hated amongst the host crew, Gravity Kills, Bug Hunt, Procyon 5,
Kittimer and Stasis.
all of those atrocious TFOs will be run, and it's nothing but hilarity. Sometimes
Being that Picard night, make sure you show up bald.
Yep. And yes, Jesse. Yeah, they'll do Bug Hunt, I'm sure.
I'm not on this show. I'm not on this show
is
tomorrow.
Jesse-
I'm good.
Is Jesse on the show with you tomorrow night, James?
I think it's Lance and Selleck.
Oh, Lance
Yep.
Selleck. Okay.
Is indeed.
No, Jesse was on last week.
And as Selleck hates bug hunts, that's quite likely to come up.
Also, don't forget that on Tuesdays is Accolade Hunter. Is that correct?
Yeah, Tuesdays is Accolade Hunter from 8 till 10 GMT.
That's right. And so for us here on the eastern side of the United States, that is a 3 p.m. Start time, which, let's face it, is the best time zone, Eastern time zone. And then on Wednesdays, check out our YouTube channel, where James and Sarah post Trekking Out the News. And also, did we just post the gameplay video of Starship
Yes.
Captains? Yes.
Yes, we had a Starship Captains live play video, which Tony happily made, and we have posted on the channel for you to watch. Learn how to go play Starship Captains. It's very, very good. We added 2 little bits to the beginning and the end, and you can go watch it.
Yeah, so that's a board game that recently came out that I got that is heavily inspired by Star Trek. It's a really fun little game. It has a solo mode, so I sat down and played the solo mode, and it was a lot of fun. It's a fun, cute little game, and you can definitely see the Star Trek influence in it quite a bit. It's basically like if Lower Decks had a board game, is really what it is. So check that out as well. And then on Thursdays, TFO Thursdays, and then that's streamed at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Yes.
That's when members of the Priority One Armada get together and just run through a bunch of TFOs. It's a lot of fun. We stream that on our media channels. And then join us again next week for Star Trek Sovereign, for the USS Sovereign RPG Live Play. And the crew will be possibly starting a new mission, or at least traveling to one. Last time we had a break in the episodes. They ended up chasing Dog Tanyan around the ship.
Another Dog Tanyan episode.
So we'll see. So tune in next week. We'll see what happens next. So thank you again for watching, and we will see you guys next time. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Don't forget to follow us on Twitter.
Bye.
Happy One Armada. You know you want to.